Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Beatles Forever. Recently, I started a Desert Island series where I picked the songs by the Beatles, Paul McCartney and Wings, and George Harrison. Today, it's Ringo Starr's turn. Ringo Starr, I'm sorry to admit that I didn't really have any of his CDs, and that changed about 2 years ago. Now I have almost all his CDs, and they're really good. There are a lot of albums, so it's hard to pick just 10 songs, but I will. Number 1, Snookaroo. This is from the album Goodnight Vienna from 1974. It was written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin, so with that pair, you know the song has to be good. The lyrics that Bernie wrote were about Ringo, and they were simple lyrics, so Elton said he wrote a simple melody for it. And this song has that early rock and roll sound to it, and I love the piano that Elton plays. They said it was about Ringo, but the Ringo I know never had a sister, but it's a great song. Now, next is Back Off Boogaloo. This song was released as a single in 1972. It was produced by George Harrison, and he secretly co-wrote the song with Ringo. And what a great friend he was to Ringo. The song was inspired by Mark Bolan, a glam rocker during the early 1970s. According to Wikipedia, over dinner one night at Starr's home outside London in 1971, Bolan had used the word boogaloo so often that it stuck in Starr's mind, after which the beat and the melody for the song came to him overnight. I love the heavy drum beat that Ringo lays down throughout the song. It's catchy, and I can see why the word boogaloo stuck in Ringo's head and caused him to write a catchy tune. This song was released after his hit song, It Don't Come Easy, and this song was a winner for Ringo too. It reached number 2 in England and Canada and number 9 in the U.S. Ringo rocks it out in this one. Next up, It Don't Come Easy. This song was released as a single too. It came out in 1971. Once again, George Harrison produced the song and he helped Ringo to write it. This is a time in Ringo's life after the Beatles broke up and Ringo was feeling the pressure to release songs on his own. I love how the cymbals start the song and the drum work that was highlighted at the beginning of the song. George Harrison provided the guitars and Gary Wright on the piano, Klaus Voormann on bass, and the Beatles' Mal Evans on tambourine. This song is so well done. I love how the guitars and drums blend together in perfection. Ringo did a great job on this one. Oh My My is next. This song came from the Ringo album released in 1974. It's a rollicking song with piano, horns, and starting the song out perfectly. That's what they did. Billy Preston played piano on the song. Klaus Voormann played the bass. Ringo and Jim Keltner both played the drums. And there seemed to be a lot of saxophone sounds in the 70s, and this song had a sax solo by Tom Scott. It's lively, the song is, and the lyrics are repetitive, so it works to keep this song grooving on. Next up is early 1970. This song was released as a single on the B-side of the single, It Don't Come Easy. Ringo was still trying to get over the split of the band, and this song has Ringo mentioning his bandmates and the lyrics. His relationship with Paul McCartney at that time was shaky, so he wondered if Paul would play with him if he came to town. But he was more sure about George and Ringo. And it's neat how Ringo writes about each Beatle. It's a simple song, but his singing about George, John, and Paul is an interesting look at that time period and what each were up to. I love it. Next up, The Other Side of Liverpool. This came from the album Why Not, which was released in 2010. This song, where once again he sings about his early years in Liverpool. This is a great way to tell the audience about how you began. And Ringo sings about his early music career and thanks the people who started him in music. It's neat to hear him thank Roy Storm. He was with that band when he left for the Beatles. This song has a funky sound to it. I enjoy hearing about Ringo's time in Liverpool, and it's great with the beat and lyrics. Next is Never Without You. This song came from the album Ringo Rama, released in 2003. It's a tribute song to George Harrison, who died in 2001. George and Ringo were the best of friends, and the breakup of the Beatles didn't end the friendship. George was a great help to Ringo when he was getting started as a solo artist. According to Wikipedia, Starr uses the riff-ridden melody from Harrison's song What Is Life in the middle of Never Without You, right before he makes reference to All Things Must Pass. The lyrics also mention Harrison's composition Within You, Without You from the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. After the first chorus, the lyric goes, Here Today, Not Alone, which is a reference to the 1982 Paul McCartney song Here Today, which was written as a tribute to former bandmate John Lennon after he was assassinated. I love that Ringo paid tribute to his friend, just as Paul wrote a tribute song for John, and George wrote a tribute song for John too. So Ringo did a great one for George. Next up, Liverpool 8. This song came from the album entitled Liverpool 8, released in 2008. It seemed like Ringo gets more sentimental about his early years in Liverpool later in his life. This song is a thank you to the city that made him who he is. And he sings about Rory, his time in Hamburg with the Beatles, and Ringo states that destiny called and he couldn't stay. He said he left Liverpool, but he never let it down. He followed his heart, and he took it on the road. The tune is great with the lyrics, and those biographical songs get me every time. Wonderful song, Ringo. Don't know a thing about love, and this song comes from the album Time Takes Time, released in 1992. Ringo didn't write this song. It's a song that puts Ringo's vocals out in front, and the music sounds like it's old and new. It has the sounds of the 60s, and it sounds a little like a Beatles song in parts. The song is catchy, and you find yourself singing along. This song has so many sounds, it's like an amusement park ride for your ears. It's mellow and worth being on the list. Hand claps at the end of the song are well deserved. Lastly, we have the song Photograph, and this song came from the album Ringo, released in 1973. George Harrison and Ringo wrote this song on a luxury yacht off of the south of France. George's contributions really made this song a hit. It's a song of love lost and only a photograph left. It's neat that it's about photograph because Ringo always loved photography. And it's a song that sounds a bit like a Phil Spector one, and that makes it good. A great line in the song is, "Now you're expecting me to live without you," but that's not something that I'm looking forward to. This song by Ringo will last forever in the hearts of his fans. It's so well done. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was fun to pick out the 10 songs, but it wasn't easy at times either. Ringo has released so many songs, and they're all good ones. I hope everybody's been having a good day. If you liked the video, if you could give it a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do that, it would be great too. Thank you, and see you soon on another episode of The Beatles Forever. Bye.